Well then, hello. This is my next Let's Play. And to be perfectly honest, I kind of actually would have preferred to play Xenosaga Episode 2. But I rolled the dice, and this is what came out. Well, actually, on attempting to, get a good presentation, a good video capture of the dice rolling process, I actually got a dice number that would have given me Xenosaga Episode 2 instead. But yeah, the clip I ended up with made me play Final Fantasy IX. So there you go. There are a few things to note here. This is the PC version that you can get through Steam. However, there's a big twist here. The Moguri mod. I don't quite remember how the original release looked on the screen, but I distinctly remember some borders going on. Oh, right, you can let this stuff play now. Well, I guess you can sort of see how the borders would be, like here and here. So, what is going on here then? The Moguri mod is doing basically what the HD mods did that I used in my Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. That is, increases the resolution of the background images beyond its humble, let's be fair, beginnings on the slightly less humble PlayStation 1, the OG PSX, which I thought of as the PS sucks because, well, it didn't have Shining Force 3, so screw that console, right? It does, well, this mod does a number of things. It is also not quite finished. One of the things that the mod does is introduce an orchestral soundtrack, which I decided to use because I could. This version of the soundtrack, or the mod, in any case, is bugged. So at the final boss fight, or no, during the ending, I think, yeah, it is during the ending that the music should be looping, but it does not. They are trying to fix that. It remains to be seen whether they will have actually fixed that by the time I get to the end of the game, which, to be fair, that's given them quite a lot of time to work with. So, yeah, this is not quite the form of the game that you can get off Steam. However, the Moguri mod is easy enough to find, it is very easy to apply, it just comes with a nice and tidy 5 GB download. Ouch, for those with limited bandwidth, but there you go. I think I have actually applied the 4:3 aspect ratio version of the mod, so it is supposed to support 16:9. I decided not to use that for reasons. I mean, this game was originally made for a 4:3 aspect ratio. So based on my experience with Summoner, I thought it would be best to just leave it as it is. 4:3 aspect ratio should scale fine. There should be no bizarre misalignment issues. But again, the developers suggest that going 16 by 9 should work just fine. Another thing that the mod does is, well, as you can sort of see from this screen here, and that you may have seen, well, that you may have picked up on in the health advisory right at the beginning of this video, they use a custom PSX-like font. I approve. After Final Fantasy VI, I greatly approve of such an initiative. So let's get into my feelings on Final Fantasy IX before going into this. If I'm going to be honest, the story and the graphics of the original game, at least, and the art style is mostly a miss with me, as well as the soundtrack, which ironically is what Nobuo, Jesus fucking Christ, his name is a mouthful to pronounce. Yeah, Nobuo Uematsu, the Grandmeister himself. According to him, well, his opinion on the Final Fantasy IX soundtrack is that it is his crowning achievement. It is his finest body of work. I disagree. I will leave it at that. So, I mean, what's there to say? I dislike a lot of things about Final Fantasy IX, and most of it just I am indifferent to. With that said, this is actually, I kid you not, the first Final Fantasy game where I enjoyed the minigames, where I actually had fun engaging in the side quests. And, you know, then came Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy XII, Final Fantasy XIII, and yeah, Final Fantasy IX is kind of the only title in the whole numbered Final Fantasy series, including offshoots, in which I have enjoyed the side quests and the minigames. So Square Enix, you're kind of not on a on a track to get a good track record with me. Just you know, saying. Right, I'm looking at the volume levels here, and I think there's reason to bump the game volume a little bit. But yeah, other than that, this is going to focus mostly on the story, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of side questing on camera, with the exception for Chocobo Hot and Cold. I do enjoy that. So, well, you know, seeing as people enjoying games is kind of a charm with LPs, I will probably do most of the Chocobo Hot and Cold and Chubby Chocobo things on camera, and the Chocograph hunting. Well, beyond that though, yeah, I'm not gonna do much level grinding, so Ozma is most likely a big no-no. Hades, I will attempt, but yeah, I have no grand delusions about the outcome of such a fight. Yeah. Also, my go-to method of dealing with Necron right at the end, well, it's going to come down to mostly blocking status effects with skill stones and the like. That's probably not going to be the best option. I mean, I'm not going to have a lot of status blockers available to me. I will not have the stones for it. That is intended to be a euphemism. Or, well, double entendre. Ambiguity. Whatever, just laugh. Okay? Good. Yeah, you're all laughing now. Excellent. So, yeah. This little first video has also been a sort of trial run to see if this even works at all. Let me just increase the sound a little bit already. There. Yeah, so now that I have increased game sound, leave a comment and tell me if the volume levels are fine. And yeah, stay tuned for this Let's Play.